Cryptic, Iniquity, written by Andrew Adams and narrated by Chadwick Polson. Hannah pulls into the foreboding mausoleum of a parking structure in the hazy early hours of morning, when most sane people would still be sleeping. The structure is abnormally packed with cars already, as she struggles to find an open space. Circling the top floor to no avail, Hannah finally decides she will have little luck here, her usual floor, and drives down to try the next level. Each row is once again adorned with the poor souls who have arrived even earlier than Hannah today, so she tries the next floor down with the same result, and continues her descent further through the catacombs. Each successive floor is darker and grimier than the last, musty air building in reciprocation with the sense of suffocating under a mountain of parked cars. For the life of her, Hannah cannot remember the structure containing so many levels underneath. After having tried and failed to find parking on 6 different floors, the risk of showing up late is suddenly very real. She turns a corner and drives down into the dimly lit bottom floor, the 6th level. She actually finds a vacant space, although much to her surprise, even the basement is nearly full. The bevy of emails, text messages, and notifications have filled her phone during both the drive to work and the quest to park the car. None more important than that of the text message from Paula. Hannah and Paula meet for coffee every morning before officially beginning their day in the office, and Paula is concerned by her absence. Hannah locks the car and promptly buries her face in the screen, wading through the ocean of vehicles and oblivious to the world around, never once looking up to survey her strange surroundings. "Morning," says a man leaning against the back of his truck. Hannah walks past without so much as even realizing he was there. Now, having not received a response back from Paula, she attempts to call but discovers there is no service this deep in the concrete tomb. Frustration sets in while approaching the elevator, wanting to answer work emails and text messages alike, yet facing down a sinking feeling as if the day is already a lost cause from the start. The elevator door opens, and one other passenger that has been waiting walks in ahead of her. "What floor?" the man asks. "Main floor," Hannah replies without looking up again. He reaches over and presses the M button for her. The man watches her type furiously. She nervously fidgets through the various cycles of scrolling, sliding, and button pushing. "Busy morning?" he asks. "Incredibly, and I'm running late on top of it." Hannah checks the time and begins tapping her foot, feeling as though the ride has taken an incredible amount of time. Finally, the elevator opens, and she bursts through the doors ahead of the man. "Have a good one," he says as she rushes past. Hannah increases her pace to a light trot towards the exit, although she quickly realizes her phone has lost service once again as the musty smell fills her nose. She looks around to catch a glimpse of a sign that says 6. "He tricked me!" she shouts aloud to herself before turning back to the elevator, although this time she is looking straight ahead rather than at the phone, making it readily apparent the cars have all gone. Hannah spins around in circles, trying desperately to find her own car and get out of this creepy setting as quickly as possible. Yet all she can find is one parked car, with its owner standing next to it. "Excuse me, have you seen my car?" she asks the man without realizing the two just shared an elevator. He turns his head back and forth to stare up and down rows of empty spaces. "Can't say I have." "Oh, well, I was parked here right next to you, so I don't know. Maybe my car is down another floor?" "I ain't seen any other cars, and I've been parked here for quite some time. Besides, this is the bottom floor." The man replies gruffly, making Hannah even more anxious to leave. "I was supposed to meet a friend. We get coffee together every morning before work. Her name is Paula. She'll be waiting for me." Suddenly feeling very strange about this man, Hannah hopes sharing her personal information will dissuade him from doing anything unusual. He looks around again and shrugs, removing the cigarette from over his ear and lighting it. Hannah begins the process of panic, turning to leave without saying another word. She pulls her phone out to call Paula, without thinking about the lack of cell service this low in the structure. "Okay, Hannah, Don't think with your emotions. She speaks out loud to calm herself. Just go to work and find your car afterward. It's not like somebody stole it in the 3 minutes you were gone. Feeling much more at ease now, the solution presents itself in the form of a stairwell. She walks past the doorway and decides to head up several flights and exit there. Hannah tries to call Paula again, having enough cell service inside the stairs to dial out, but still not connecting. So she tries a few more times out of desperation. After several minutes, a dozen dialed calls, entirely out of breath, and still smelling musty air, it becomes readily apparent she should be on the surface level by now. After continuing a few more flights with nothing new to show for it, Hannah reaches in her pocket and finds only a dollar bill. So she crumples it up and drops it on the top step, then walks around one more full flight. Lo and behold, unmistakable in its misshapen form, the dollar lays before her again. Hannah is trapped in a loop. Now, fully panicking, she dashes downstairs while grasping the side rail with trembling hands. Only one flight down, the door leading back into the structure sits around the first corner with the characteristic glowing exit sign adorning the top of it. Bursting through the thick, dank air, she rushes back in search of the man in his car, only to find them both gone. Hannah leans against the wall and slides down to cover her face in her hands, tears of frustration and fear flowing freely. Is everything all right? A disembodied voice cuts through her self-imposed darkness. Hannah looks up begrudgingly to find the man standing just a few feet away.
No! You seriously not remember me? From 5 minutes ago?
She sobs, feeling the weight of the world descending upon her. How could I forget someone as special as you? But that wasn't this morning. You've been here for quite some time. Hannah perceives the walls to be closing in as she bolts upright, feeling wholly alone and frightened. What is this man talking about? Where is Paula, and why didn't she come looking or try harder to make contact? Questions flood her mind as she struggles to internally process information while stuck in this hazy cloud of dissociation.
Please, tell me, why can't I leave? Am I dead? Are we in hell?
Oh, sweet girl. He consoles, rubbing her cheek with his hand. This isn't hell. This is real life. And it's much worse.
Please. I'm so confused. I just want to find my friend and leave.
The man takes a step closer and squats down to meet her eye level.
You have no friends here, my dear. Nobody does.
Hannah drops her head again and cries, partially out of sheer terror and partially to avoid looking into his face. The man reaches out to force his hand inside hers and helps her up, although as soon as she stands, the man is gone. Every car is back in place, and she immediately runs to find her car where it was parked. Elated, Hannah jumps inside and leaves before anything else bad can happen to her this early in the morning. Work can wait until tomorrow. It is still dark outside when she leaves as the car disappears into the morning fog, then is seen immediately driving back through the other side. Hannah parks in her daily spot, gets out with phone in hand, and walks towards the elevator, wading through the morning's messages. Good morning.